Thank you guys. I'd like to give thanks to all my employees. If you guys want to come up here, all you guys, my YAP workers, they're part of the youth employment program. These guys have been working with me for about probably 4 months now. This guy the longest, Justin Spearman. He's had a lot of courage working out here, and he's been part of the neighborhood for a long time. We're really happy to have these guys out here. Without them, none of this would be possible. Without all the volunteers, none of this would be possible. Without all the youth groups that come out, and Poppy Hernandez and her group that comes out, none of this would be possible. So it's not just me, it's a lot of people, and all of our community, and all the faces I see here. Without you guys, a lot of this wouldn't be possible. So thank you for having us, and thank you for coming out. I just want to say a few things. I hope everyone has enjoyed the tour so far, and you guys have got to meet our employees and hear our stories and what drives people to come here. And better? Okay. What drives people to come here and work with us? So it's really hard to believe that this used to be a trashed, vacant lot. If you can see over here, there's 4 little ramps. This used to be houses. These were rundown buildings. The city tore them down. This was vacant lots. I'm not even sure for how long, but a very long time. So throughout our transformation of this process, we have been digging out. We have been mainly focusing on building the soil. You have to have healthy soil to have any type of production like this. So we've been really, really focusing mainly on that. We're really, really trying to become self-sufficient with composting and just using sustainable resources that we get from all over the place. What you're standing on right now is McLaughlin neighborhood wood chips. These come from the city, they dump them, we spread them. We'll eventually till them back into the soil, and that will build the soil for future use. Actually, this last storm pretty much carpeted the entire front area out here. So you can thank the storm for making your entire jog around here a little bit more comfortable. So the biggest accomplishment to me so far is the ability to hire youth and train youth that would otherwise wouldn't have jobs in this neighborhood. And we're allowed to provide each youth with 250 hours of work before they are graduated from the program. And based on their willingness to stay, they can get those hours. They're also offered life skill classes, and after that we try to point them in the direction of agriculture, because that's what we're all about. So that is the biggest accomplishment so far. We are looking to employ youth at this exact farm. So if you know anyone between the ages of 17 and 21 that wants to work here or just needs a job, they need to go and contact Community Compass immediately, because we need youth to be working here next week, because these guys are almost done. They have about probably 15 more hours left on theirs before they're done. So if you guys could give them an awesome round of applause. They've done a great job. And one of my biggest goals is to become sustainable, because it's the biggest endeavor with any farmer is to become sustainable, to not have to spend money. You want to be able to grow things, you want to be able to sell them, and you want to be able to not have to put too much into it. You want to recycle as much as possible. If you look around, almost everything was either grown locally, donated, or it's been procured somehow. These bricks were at a Community Compass house that actually got demolished a couple months ago. So we took a retaining wall and we built flower beds out of it. We try to bring in as much recyclable and renewable products as possible. So sustainability is probably one of our biggest issues, because without sustainability, you don't last. So, and yeah. This project to me is a reflection of the future. In the United States, we've been using terrible farming practices for a very long time. When you mix this with population expanses, it doesn't take much imagination to understand the need for communities to grow their own food and rely less on what stores decide to offer. I look forward to a future where many of these projects can easily be placed throughout our cities and states, employing jobless youth and seniors to grow food and directly affect their communities through diet. I just want to thank you guys again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay with us. So, if you have any questions, I'll be over there. I think someone might be gone.
Chris McGuigan from the Community Foundation is going to say a few words, both as kind of a funder, but also as one of our investors with the Community Supported Agriculture Program.
Why does this guitar match the t-shirt? Is that how it works? That is so cool. Well, as the president of the Community Foundation, I'll say a few words first. You know, the best projects that we get involved in start with a person, the Withams, who come and are grateful and are blessed. The Withams came wanting to do philanthropy, and they talked about their gratefulness to this community. They talked about wanting the youth of the community to grow, to learn, to become productive. They talked about making ugly things beautiful, ugly lots beautiful, and they talked about economic development. That's where it started for us. So there was a donor who was grateful and a donor who had a desire. Then Sarah came to talk to us. And with Sarah and with Community and Compass, you have what we call at the Community Foundation a superstar grantee. That is an agency that has committed and on-fire people involved, and an agency that when they say they're going to do something, they just blow us away with what they do, and that was Sarah. And I heard later that behind Sarah was Chris Bedford, Gary Post, who was also a superstar. So the gift from the Withams get combined with the grant that we ended up doing with Community and Compass, and it all blends together, and it becomes this beautiful whole, this beautiful thing, where Dick Witham is involved as a donor. He also was a new farmer, as well as a successful businessman. And I know that he said, I love the idea of the kids working on this farm, making something great out of something that was not great. Going home at night, dead tired, falling into bed and feeling proud of themselves. And I have to believe, I'll say to the youth who were standing up here, to Dustin, who is the major supervisor, when you look at this, you have to be proud of what you've created, and also know, kids, that we are so proud of you. So that's the Community Foundation's involvement. Then, as a share owner, I heard about the shares. Number one, I love hearing about a sustainable business model. That the fact that McLaughlin Grows is so productive, so quick, is just, it's almost a miracle from a grant maker's viewpoint. So kudos to all of you. But when I hear about the opportunity to be involved as a share owner, I mean, it was an immediate yes. I have 3 teenage daughters, all of whom are environmentalists, and one of whom is a Nazi vegetarian. I call our kitchen the interrogation room. It's not a kitchen. So they inspired me to immediately say yes. And every Friday we come and get our share. And every Friday I'm impressed with the organization and the ability of Dustin mostly. And so I'm happy and grateful to be involved as a share owner. I want to say one more thing. Marcy Joy and Heidi Seitzma are employed at the Community Foundation. They're very key people at our place. And I'd like to compliment them for their personal passion about this project, and thank them for that. So thank you all for letting me say a few words, and congratulations to all of us for this great project.